Los Angeles, Paul Pierce.
The truth.
Jalen Rose.
Without doubt.
My name is Michelle Beadle. We're down to the final 4 days on the NBA season. Still so much TBD before the post, starting with a matchup that you're about to see right here. The Thunder haven't really rolled since the All-Star break. We got a lot of puns in the show today. I just want to apologize. They've gone 9-13. Nerds saying that their offensive efficiency's dropped to just under 107. That's 27th in the league during that span, also known as not great. Steven Adams, though, very positive still in our Straight Talk soundbites.
There's a very strong belief, I feel, we haven't actually talked about it properly, but I feel amongst the lads that, yeah, we're going to go on with a pretty good mindset, mate. Yeah, I mean, we're not just going to roll over, mate, and just like, oh, kind of be kind of sheepish or whatever, just got to come out swinging, you know?
In his true Steven Adams greatness. Here's a look at the West right now. Warriors' magic number to clinch that 1 seed is 1. Spurs, Clippers, Thunder all separated by only a game, trying to avoid the 8 seed, I'd imagine, and a likely matchup with the Warriors in round 1. They, of course, hosting the Clippers tonight. And to be honest, none of it looks great for OKC. A combined 1-7 over the last 2 seasons against the Nuggets. They do have a winning record against the Rockets. But the All-Star break, we talked about 26th in points, ISO ball. What happened? Why are they doing this?
The problem is they're shooting. You know, when you play ISO ball, similar to what the Houston Rockets do, you need shooting on the perimeter, and that's something they don't have a lot of. So when Russ gets into a situation, or Paul George, they have no bailout, and it results into bad shots. And that's why they're so inefficient on the offensive end.
And another thing is when they go against opposing bigs, in particular since the All-Star break, they've had their way. Blake Griffin, 45. Karl Anthony Towns had a big game. Danilo Gallinari, a big game. Jokic, a big game. Steven Adams does look like Aquaman. But however, he has to do a better job of defending the other team's opposing bigs because they've been having really good games against OKC.
And we have, I think, grown accustomed to expecting Steven Adams big games from him, and those numbers aren't great in his favor. But they still have Russell Westbrook and Paul George. So are we wrong in expecting a lot more?
Well, the good thing they have on their side is two superstars. And I truly believe in the playoff set, you need superstars to advance in the playoffs. So depending on the matchup, on who they get in the first round, if it's not Golden State, I like them versus Denver, and they have a fighting chance versus Houston.
How about this? There are only 2 teams in the league that are going to have a player. They're going to have 2 players on first and second All-NBA. The Golden State Warriors with Steph and KD. OKC with Russ and Paul George. You need those guys, once the playoffs start, to be able to now take over quarters, take over halves, take over series. And I think the way this team defends, they're going to look a lot better in the playoffs, even though they haven't shot well throughout the regular season.
Do you trust them come playoff time?
I don't know. You know, all because of their shooting. Because when you can sit down and really game plan for a team, you know, and it goes both ways, but you do have superstars that it's tough to game plan for them because you got plays. You can say, this play doesn't work, that play doesn't work, but your superstars, they can take over games, and that's something they have on their side. That's something that's far off the game plan. So I don't know, but do I trust them or not? Not the way they've been playing at this point.
I trust them, Beads. We need Russ to shoot better. You need Ferguson to knock down shots. Grant has improved as a 3-point shooter. Paul George is a knockdown shooter. But here's what I trust. They're going to defend consistently. And when you have those 2 guys going up against the Warriors, where it's going to be personal, going against the Denver Nuggets, where they haven't played together in the playoffs, I think they're going to look a lot better, and they're not going to be involved in any short series. It don't matter regardless to who they play. Yeah.
We don't think any of them are going to be short, do we? First round. Yeah, we were just talking about that. All right, that is the game we're about to see. Timberwolves turnaround, though, needs to include that man, Andrew Wiggins. Got 4 years and $122 million left on that extension. Ryan Saunders is the man who hopes to be a part of this plan. More on his story.
Give me my money.
Later on. Woo, that's a lot of cash. The East has its own playoff crazy going on. The Heat right there in the middle of it. Dwayne Wade in a fate-controlling matchup against Toronto.